Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Jayflight SLX 267 VHS travel trailer. Picked a cool trailer here. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things taken into consideration. First off, on your campsite, your awning. Don't have it out yet, I'm going to run that out shortly. Be plenty of room for that to come out. Then on your off campsite, I want you to think about your slide. Leave plenty of room for that to come in and out, and leave yourself a nice walking path here, because the next thing I want you to think about is where your power and water connections are going to be. Now your docking station or your water will be toward the rear, right behind your tire, on your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and your power cord is on the rear of the vehicle, or your camper, excuse me. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, first thing you do, unhook your hitch and level your unit. Now, I do recommend bringing in your slide, find the middle of your unit, put a stick on level there, and have someone watch that level while you come to your power tongue jack. It has a docking light should you arrive at night. Simply raise or lower the unit until you're level. Now, you do have a manual override right here. Little rubber stopper right there. Down there is the spot this hand crank will bring this up and down should you lose power. Speaking of power, when you arrive, check your battery posts. Make sure them have a wiggle loose going down the road. Make sure they're nice and tight. And once we get our unit level, next thing we do is stabilize it. On all four corners of your unit, you have these stabilizing jacks. A 3/4 inch hand crank here. You can use a drill gun or an impact driver. If you do so, I recommend that when you get to the bottom you slow down, because remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. We're only going to bring these down, preferably on top of some stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, and hot blacktop in the summer. Better distribute the weight. Really good investment with your 10% off coupon. Grab a 4-pack of those, put them down, and run these down just until they're taut. Once you have any type of resistance on your hand crank, go ahead and stop cranking. Because remember, again, stabilizing jacks. We've already got our unit stable. We don't want to change the levelness. Got our unit level and stable. We can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Again, coming around the rear of your unit, your long cord actually stores right inside here. 30 amp service. At the end of that 30 amp service, should you need it, is a 30 to 110 adapter. If you need to plug in at home. Got our power plugged in. Let's hook up our water. Now at the campsites, we'll hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting water in here or into your black tank flush. Hook up your water pressure regulator. Hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's go find your hot water heater. So at the rear of the unit, just to the right of your power, is your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, making sure our drain plug's back in there. Get that in there nice and snug, preferably some plumber's tape around it. Get that in there. Once that's in there nice and snug, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. Now, after your hose has been on for a while, go inside and open up your water taps. After the air is out of your lines and you got water flowing through all of them, shut them off, and then you can go ahead and turn on your hot water heater from indoors. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. we're gonna go boondocking, as they call it. In that case, you just fill up your freshwater or potable water tank. It's gonna be on your camp side, just above your tires here. Simply fill this up with a hose. No need for a water pressure regulator. There's a two ways to tell when this is full. There's an overflow valve right here, or on the inside where you check the level of your battery in black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. That'll tell you when this is full as well. Once it's full, remove the hose. When you want to use this water now is when you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. Alright, we got our water and power hooked up. We're all ready to camp. I'm going to go ahead and start walking you around the unit, starting on your campsite with your outdoor kitchen. Your fridge here. Your hand light this grill. Underneath here, use your quick connect, which goes to right there with this hose. So if you press this back in, be sure to lock this up. Again, your awning, your speakers are on the ends of your awning arms. That is a vent for your microwave. I'll prep for a TV out here. You can clamp a TV on here. Hook up your 110 and cable here. It's a flue for your furnace. Two things. One, it will get hot when you run your furnace, and two, make sure nothing's ever blocking it. You have your low point drain over here for your freshwater tank. Your pass-through storage with your hitch work. On the front, your propane does have a cover. It's also on a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. Again, your battery posts, check those, make sure those haven't come loose. Over to your off-camp side, the other side of your pass-through storage. Your off-camp side slide brings us back around to this docking station. We have an outdoor shower, your black tank flush, we'll talk about when leaving the campsite, your city water, black and gray holding tanks, as well as your low point drains right up underneath here. And here's where you plug your cable in at the campsite. You do have a spare tire with a cover. The unit's also prepped for a Furion backup camera. Device is purchased from our store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, electronically communicating with this device, giving you a backup camera for the unit. Again, your power, hot water, ladder, utilize it. Go up a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside your unit. Alright, so coming up inside your unit, first thing I like to point out is fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Just above that's a 110 with USB port, or excuse me, 110 with GFCI reset. Down on the side of your kitchenette here is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now the reason I mention that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are boondocking, you have nothing plugged in charging your batteries. If you're going to be gone for the day, go ahead and disconnect one of your battery posts to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. Also coming inside the doorway, oops, excuse me, to our left here is where we check our levels. There's our brand new battery. Fresh black and gray tanks that have fresh buttons. One that said you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Here's where you turn on your water pump if using potable water. Your water heater if you're hooked up to gas. Your water heater if hooked up to electric. Exterior and interior lighting. So that exterior lighting is your awning light. And let's run your awning out real quick. Next to that would be your slide control. So you see the bottom of your awning is white and the top is gray. You're only going to want to run this out until you see the white flap come down. And you can see your brown bar. Now this will extend past that, so keep an eye on it. You only want to run it out until it's about like that. Run that back in here for you real quick. Shut off our awning lights. And now that you're on in, we'll continue the tour. Now, these are called slam locks for a reason. They work best when slammed. Not too hard though. You do have a lot of individual lighting throughout the unit. Your touch lighting. A self-explanatory microwave. You have a light above your cooktop with a fan. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Turn on your panel light. Turn this to light. It'll turn from blue to red. Hit your spark and there's your flame. Same thing on your oven. Turn this to light. Hit your spark here. That will light it down there. And then just turn it to the desired temperature. That panel light also becomes an oven light. Down below your oven, access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there, a couple 40s. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. Over to your Nordic cold fridge. Hold that in for a couple seconds to turn it on. So, whatever's white is what you're controlling, and whatever's lit up is where you're at. So coming back over here, we're on the freezer. The freezer, we want to be at 5. The fridge, bring this down to 3. And then this last one is in night mode. It's just telling the fridge, hey, I'm not going to be opening and closing as much. Could you save me some power? And it does so. Come back into your bunk area. They all have their own individual lighting. USB ports. Handle to get up there. I believe you do, yes. You have some storage up underneath your bottom bunk here. Individual lighting above your bathroom sink. In your bathroom in here, I mentioned you do have a hand crank open power exhaust fan here. Your lighting. Also want to mention under your sink, some plumbing. Maintain it like you would at home. Even more so because you're bouncing a house down the road here. So keep an eye on everything. Coming into your living room here, to your thermostat to turn your air on. AC is on. Shut the AC off. Over here is where you bring your temperatures up and down. AC shuts off rather quickly. So now I'm going to go to heat. There you go. So you can see that a little bit. Now your heat just kicked on. And shut the heat off. You'll notice that the heat fan takes a couple minutes to shut off compared to your AC fan. So your table here, you can lift this top off, remove those legs, set your top on this lip right here on both sides. Put your back cushions on top and that'll give you another sleeping quarters. Over here, your sofa with jackknife. Simply lift up on the front, a little storage there. And your jackknife down into a bed there. Bring it back, lift up on the front, pull forward on the back, and you're back to a sofa that has its own lighting, individual lighting up here as well. Over here, you're prepped for a TV. If you ever hook a TV up, when you get to the campsite, where your cable hooks in back here is a little button to push to turn that green. Before you run your digital channel scan at the local park, go ahead and make sure that button is green. That's a digital channel enhancer and it'll allow you to pick up more channels. Next to that, your Furrion sound system. AM, FM, Bluetooth, DVD, CD player. 3 zones, indoors, outdoors, or both. Really nice system. I'm not going to pick up much inside here.
Forget about
there we go.
Incontinence.
So you can shut it off indoors. Turn it on just outdoors.
Tremendous.
So nice system. Come back into your bedroom. So outdoors is one of these as well. You can take this TV mount, take it outside, and snap it on, and use this same TV that you mount in here to take outdoors. This is where it's pre-wired. This is a template where it's pre-wired for solar. So leave that on there for text in the future. In your bedroom, come back around to this side. Show you your lighting working. All lighting in here is one touch, except for this button here. That'll turn on your blue accent light above. One last thing in your bedroom, you have sliding doors that snap up here to close up. For travel, make sure that both these doors are snapped back. Speaking of travel, I think I've about covered everything on the inside. Lastly, I just want to mention that your bed will lift up, access to all of your outdoor storage. These are on struts too, so it'll stay up for you. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. So my phrase is doors and drawers. Go through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Come over here, shut off my main lights, because then I can see any individual one-touch lighting that I may need to go through, which you see in this unit there's a lot of it, and shut off. Once I've gotten all them lights off, turn my interior lights back on and bring our slide in. And notice the bottom of the slide always comes in a little bit first. That's where the mechanism is on the bottom. Straightens itself out as it comes in. See the importance of having this door closed. I also want you to hear that little noise. It's okay to hear for a couple seconds. It's the slide mechanism saying I'm in all the way. I don't need to go in any further. Shut off our lights. Exit the unit. Now I want to tell you on these steps, you want to make sure your exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this will catch on it. Simply lift these up. These are adjustable. Just simply press them in and pull your leg where you want it. Once you set it inside, lock your door in. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle. That door is ready for travel. If you are boondocking, we're going to pull this low point drain right here. Bring up all of our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, our water, and our cable. After our water's unhooked, we're going to come to our hot water heater. We're going to lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to dump any remaining water out of your hot water heater. Make sure you press that back down, otherwise your door won't close. Then you can pull your drain plug. That'll be a little bit more in there. And make sure, this can be tricky with one hand, make sure you close up your hot water heater. Come over to this low point drain. Get right up underneath this lip here. Open those up. Hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, behind your tires, all the way at the rear. Once you arrive, you got a big 10-foot hose here. It comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull our black holding tank. That's going to be your handle on the right. A black handle. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, leave that black handle open. Come up here to your tank flush. With the hose at the dump station, put your water pressure regulator on, hook up that hose, and turn it on for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. If you're done there, unhook that hose, close your black handle, and pull your gray handle. Now your gray handle is going to be cleaner water. It's your sinks and your showers. That's going to clean your sewage hose out for you. Close that up, seal your sewage drain, come to your bumper, and conveniently and sanitarily store your sewage hose right in your bumper. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Jayflight for many years to come. Happy camping.